Welcome to High Oracle's Reiki Spiritual Healing Channel. And today I am in 22 through 28, and this is Surah Al-Qasas. And we're in this surah because we understand that Moses went to Midian in order to find his wife. I have gotten questions from the chosen one men. What should they do if they're not well-to-do? What should they do if they don't have, money to afford a wife? So the answer lies in the Holy Quran. The answer lies in the Holy Bible. And, a lot of you guys like to omit reading for yourself, and you want somebody to tell you. But like I say, you have to go and read the holy books, because it is in both of these holy books what you should do if you cannot afford the wife. Okay, so I never said that you could not get married if you didn't have money, but you probably could not get married to the person that you want to get married to. Okay, so this is what Moses did in Al-Qasas 22 through 28. And I want you to read it for yourself. That's why I said it twice. He left Egypt and went to Midian, where he met his wife. She brought him back to her father, and he worked for him for 8 years in order to gain her marriage, her hand in marriage. Okay? And so the father blessed them with money, with gifts, with livestock. Okay? That he was going to take care of. So now they're established in life. They're not having to depend on anyone. They are not having to, deal with anybody having to give them anything. They're not reliant upon the father. They're not reliant. They're not hungry. Okay? Because they could easily kill a sheep or a goat or whatever livestock, a cow. Okay? And then that is how they were living. That is how they were going to gain their money. Okay, but we have something else that happened when Moses went back into Egypt. Okay, so he went on a mission for God, and releasing the children of Israel. He was already taken care of by God in the wilderness. And anyone that the chosen ones want to marry, when you do not have money, then God will enrich you. So that is the basic understanding. But we also have this in the Holy Quran. Again, this is in the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran for you men. And like I say, you have to go and read both books. You cannot just read one book and think that you're going to get an understanding. Okay, you're going to have to read both the books about how to get married, how this should, be moving forward. And you have to let a lot of the things go that the entity has given to you. If you do not have money, then, God is going to enrich you, because you're trying to do the right thing. And like I tell people, women and men, when I life coach them, if you cannot hold yourself, if your flesh is burning, then you should go ahead and get married. A lot of people do not like that, because they are stuck under the impression of, this person, these people are negative, the men are negative, the women are negative. No, we're going by what God say. A lot of what has been going on in the past is because you've been following what the entity has given you. If you read the holy books for yourself, you will understand that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon Moses. Prophet Muhammad married the Zaid, his adopted son. He married his wife after Zaid had divorced her. And you can go and look that up in the Holy Quran. Okay, so that's letting you know that the adopted son, he was a slave in many cases, in many ways, and he was able to earn his potential to get married. And it lets you know that, if you find any good in him, then give him something out of your bounty that God has enriched you with. So again, Prophet Muhammad is saying, maintain your wife in peace. Because, in this scenario, Prophet Muhammad was in love with his wife. So Zaid had to marry her first and then divorce her before God joined him in marriage to Prophet Muhammad. And peace be upon Prophet Muhammad. God knows best. So a lot of you are saying, well, if I don't have any money, then, it's not, just about money. It's about your character. It's about your conduct. When you're going to, meet the parents and you're saying, and you're telling them that you don't have any money. You're telling them that, you are willing to work from them. You are willing to be an understudy. You are willing to earn a skill from them. Because definitely, handling livestock, raising livestock is a skill. Okay? You are willing to have a humbleness so that you can get the necessary requirements from the family, the blessings of the family, in order to marry their daughter, especially if they have multiple daughters. So no, it wasn't about money. It was about being obedient to God. The marriage, when you do not have any money, then the male is humble. You're going before the parents humble. You're going to, ask them, what do I need to do in order to marry your daughter? And if they say, well, this person, I have someone else, you cannot marry this daughter, then you cannot get married to that daughter. If they have educated her, if she has been proposed for another man, then, by another man, then you cannot marry that daughter. Until, that they break the proposal, or they say that the marriage isn't going through, or something should happen. So this is what we are understanding. And you should read the Holy Quran. You should read the Holy Bible. And it gives you strict understandings that, it says also marry the slaves among you. Those who do not have the means. And those who do have the means. And you can go and read that in the Holy Bible, so that you do not think that it is, all about you having money. But you need to have something in order to take care of, the woman that you want to marry. You need to be able to learn skills, and you need to be open-minded in order to learn, to get the skills in order to take care of yourself, children, a household, and do the things that you need to do as a man. Okay, because we're in the time now where things are shifting. You're going to have to be able to provide something. You're not going to be able, for me, if you've been playing video games, I don't even want to look at you. No. So, these are the requirements that the holy books give, is to go through the parents, the father, the brothers, the uncles, the caretaker of the females, in order to get married. So we cannot compare what the entity has given you, to what God has written in the holy books. We have to leave off what the entity, the dating, all of those people that you were able to go out with and date unsupervised, all of those types of nonsense, foolishness. It has to be let go in order to receive what God has given, you know, and you have none of the older women, you know, of the past. You have none of the men, you know, the preachers of the past that goes in depth on how that you should, you know, do this when you do not have any money. So there are plenty of our mothers of the past that have, you know, used this method. You know, my father and mother used this method in order to get married, where neither one of them had anything, and he stayed, you know, on the property, you know, working with the family, living in the house with the family as the male of the house, as a male, in order to establish, you know, the marriage bond, in order to get the help and skills that he needed. So, you know, this is in the holy books how you should get married. And, you know, and you have to leave off what the entity has given you again of you know, dating and trying to, you know, give a person something, you know, some liquor, some drugs, in order to, you know, have some immoral contacts with them, intercourse. So this is what I have for you today. I hope that you've received this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me. Book your one-on-one life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions. Donate to my channel. You can book your one-on-one consultation so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.